Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Dallas, Cowboys. Let's get to the news in the world of NFL. Every offseason brings its share of surprises. And this year, the Dallas Cowboys are once again at the center of some intriguing rumors that could shake up their defensive backfield and overall defensive strategy. One of the hottest topics swirling around the league right now involves a potential blockbuster trade involving Antoine Winfield Jr., the versatile safety from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Winfield, he's a key player for the Bucs, right? Absolutely. But as we all know, the NFL is a business and teams are always looking to upgrade, rebuild, or reposition for the future. And the Cowboys are no strangers to making bold moves, especially when it comes to strengthening their secondary. Let's break down what's on the table. Rumors, fueled by sources like Adam Schefter, suggest that Tampa Bay might be willing to part ways with Winfield Jr. in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft and a third-round pick in 2027. The Buccaneers, who finished last season with an 8-9 record, are reportedly entering a rebuild mode after the 2025 season. They're looking to cut costs, shed some veteran contracts, and stockpile draft capital to accelerate their rebuild. One of their key moves is to trade Winfield, who's been a disruptive force in their secondary, especially noted for his ball skills, tackling, and coverage ability. This move would also help them free up cap space, which is tight at around $18 million, and give them flexibility to focus on rebuilding the offensive line and defensive line, areas where they've been giving up a lot of points, roughly 26 per game last season. Now, why would the Cowboys be interested in a move like this? Well, for starters, the Cowboys have been dealing with some injury setbacks in their secondary, especially after losing Trevon Diggs to a shoulder injury in December 2025. Diggs, who's been a crucial part of their defense, saw his performance dip with a spike in completion percentage allowed, reaching around 52%. Adding Winfield Jr. to the mix would give the Cowboys a game-changing safety who can play multiple roles: free safety, strong safety, even some nickel linebacker duties if needed. Winfield's skill set is perfect for today's NFL, where versatile players who can cover, tackle, and create turnovers are worth their weight in gold. His ability to generate turnovers could be a real boost for Dallas, which has struggled somewhat to create game-changing plays on defense in recent seasons. Looking at the stats, Winfield's performance in 2025 up to September 15th has been impressive. He's recorded 16 tackles and an interception, with an overall PFF grade of 85.2, which is excellent for a safety. His coverage grade is 83.8, and he's been effective in EPA per target at -0.30, meaning he's often making a positive impact when the ball is thrown his way. His career stats are even more impressive, with over 300 tackles, 12 interceptions, and a PFF grade of 87. He's also tallied 45 passes defended and 35 tackles for loss, with minimal injury history, just missing one game in 2025 due to a knee strain in Week 2. His profile is somewhat reminiscent of Minkah Fitzpatrick's trade to the Steelers back in 2019, which significantly boosted Pittsburgh's defense, adding over 100 tackles in that season alone. For the Cowboys, acquiring Winfield Jr. could be a game-changer not just for this season but for the future. His presence would significantly upgrade a secondary that's been solid but sometimes vulnerable, especially against top-tier quarterbacks. With Diggs out for a good chunk of the season, Dallas needs someone who can step in and elevate the entire unit. Winfield's ability to cover multiple positions, make plays on the ball, and tackle effectively makes him a perfect fit. His addition could lead to an increase in turnovers, potentially boosting Dallas's turnover margin by around 25%. This would translate into more scoring opportunities for the offense, which, with Dak Prescott leading the charge, could be a recipe for even more wins. Statistically, the impact could be substantial. We're talking about an extra 90-plus tackles, a reduction in yards allowed per pass, possibly around 17% less, and a boost to the overall defensive efficiency. Imagine what that could do for a team that's already got a strong offensive core with Prescott, C.D. Lamb, and Tony Pollard. Giving Prescott more possessions, especially in today's NFL where ball control and possession are key, could make a massive difference. The Cowboys have been aiming for that championship-level defense, and adding a player like Winfield Jr. could push them over the edge, especially with his multi-role versatility, which is so highly valued in today's pass-heavy league. Looking ahead to the playoffs, the impact of this move could be even more significant. The Cowboys are already considered playoff contenders, but with Winfield in the fold, their odds improve substantially. Official odds from betting markets show that the Cowboys' Super Bowl chances, which were at +8.0 earlier in the season, could drop dramatically to around +3.0 if Winfield becomes a Dallas Cowboy. That's a huge shift, and it highlights just how much a player like him can influence not just the game plan, but also the perception of a team's championship potential. In the NFC East, where the Eagles have been dominant, any boost to the Cowboys' defense could be the difference between winning a division title and fighting for a wild card spot. Now, let's talk about what this move says about the Cowboys' overall strategy. Dallas has always been a team that values strong secondary play, especially with the high-powered offenses they face in the division and conference. A move like this signals that they're all in on strengthening their defense to contend for a Super Bowl. With the front seven already formidable, thanks to players like Micah Parsons, the next step is to solidify the back end. Winfield's addition would create mismatches for opposing offenses, allowing Dallas to better contain TEs like Kyle Pitts or to shut down key passing threats. It's about creating a defense that can adapt and dominate in the playoffs, where every play counts. And let's not forget the emotional and psychological boost this kind of move can give to the team. Adding a player of Winfield's caliber sends a message that the Cowboys are serious about winning now. It energizes the locker room, raises the stakes for everyone, and puts pressure on their division rivals, especially the Eagles, who have been dominant lately. Every game in December and January becomes even more critical when your defense is bolstered by a dynamic player like Winfield, who can be a true X-factor in playoff battles. It's all about building that momentum, pushing through the regular season, securing the division, and making a deep run in the postseason. Of course, there are questions. Will Tampa Bay actually agree to such a trade? Will the Cowboys be willing to part with future draft picks for a player who might be a short-term fix? Those are strategic questions, but based on how aggressive Jerry Jones and the Dallas front office have been historically, it's not hard to see them exploring all options to make this happen. They understand that in the NFL, the difference between a good team and a championship team can often come down to a single game-changing player or play. And Winfield Jr., with his skill set and impact potential, fits that mold perfectly. In the broader scope of the NFL landscape, this move would also have ripple effects. It would send a message to other teams that Dallas is committed to winning now, and that they're willing to make bold moves to secure their spot at the top. It's also a strategic play to counteract the Eagles' recent dominance, creating a more balanced and competitive NFC East. The division has become increasingly fierce, and teams are realizing that to beat Philly or San Francisco, they need defense that can match their offensive firepower. So, for Cowboys fans, the potential acquisition of Anton Winfield Jr. is exciting news. It's a move that could elevate the entire team, make their defense more versatile and aggressive, and ultimately bring them closer to that Super Bowl dream. It's about building a championship contender that can withstand the best offenses in the league and come out on top when it matters most. The next few weeks will be crucial. Draft picks, negotiations, and strategic planning all coming together to potentially create a new chapter in Dallas Cowboys history. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you believe that acquiring Winfield Jr. would be the game changer the Cowboys need to finally get over the hump and chase that Lombardi trophy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Let's keep this conversation going and continue to support our team through every twist and turn of this exciting season. Go Cowboys!